Oh, yo, yo, yo. So this segment is just strictly me. Ashley Alece, no one and only. We even switched up the producer. The one and only is in the back, helping me record this segment. So I'm jumping back into this session to actually just do a little emphasis on my goal that I mentioned in the video when I said that I'm working on self-love. So I'm gonna start off by sharing a piece that I wrote. So I have this goal of actually writing a book. I have a goal of writing a book. So stay tuned. Eventually, before hopefully, if I'm granted the time of life to finish this book before I depart. Yeah, but this is something that I wrote. Disclaimer, I have not read it since I wrote it, so I'm just going to share this piece. You come highly recommended by many and highly opposed by others, but I think I'm ready for my own introduction. I would like to bring you into my life nice and slow. I require you to serve my desires justice. I want you to guide my body and my mind to conform into shapes conducive for your acceptance. I want to feel every speck of you as you smother me with your touch. Please open my ears so that I may receive every pitch that comes from your silence. I believe that it is you that is missing from my puzzle. Others, including myself, have tried to imitate you, but I know I've never felt you like I wanted to. I'd give anything to have you now, but I know that it'll take time, that you won't come easy. That's okay, because as long as I have life, I'll be moving mountains for you, because you hold the key to my peace. You will allow me to be in the light in a world of darkness. I'm sorry it took me so long to utter these words. I'm sorry for leaving you only to be a thought. I feared the idea of failure. I fear the idea of being too vulnerable when presented with you by others. Today is a day when we become free. The fear of living without you is scary. The fear of being halted without you on my side 100% is unbearable. So please allow me to reintroduce myself. Hi, I'm Ashley Alece, and I'm ready for the next elevation in life. I'm ready to accept you openly, and I only have one expectation: for you to challenge me to be a reflection of what society needs to promote peace. Hashtag self-love. So I wrote this to myself, and oftentimes in the end I write a hashtag. So in this instance I wrote hashtag self-love. So the whole time I'm speaking, I'm not talking about any person in particular. I'm talking about one thing, which happens to be self-love. And I wrote this back sometime like last year in November, but this was something that I have been working on for forever, but I never really put a word to it until I guess this particular day. This is when I was just in deep thought and just thinking like, what is it that I actually want? And at that same time that I wrote this, I actually ordered a book by recommendation of a friend that I ran into last year. The book is called All About Love by Bell Hooks. And let me tell you, bro, the book is fire. So I ordered the book and it took me a minute to actually open the pages of the book. But when I finally opened it, I started reading it. I was actually on my way to a wedding in Ohio for my friend Alex. Shout out to him. But I was on my way there and I was at the airport and I was like, man, let me open this book. And the minute I opened the book, it was just fire, like step after step after step. And one of the things that is said in the book is the fact that the way that like we are like brought up, it's as if though like love is something that we like innately like know how to do type thing. And it's not like you don't pop out like all lovey-dovey like a master of love. And then also it talks about the fact of like, oh well, if you don't come out like that, like it's just an expectation that your family will be what the school of love, like that's where you will learn love from. But scratch that, it's wrong. It also talks about the fact of like we treat like love as a noun and it's better to use it as a verb. And I say these things because it's like, well shoot, what is it? I feel like for most of my life, like I probably thought like, what is it? I just literally have been using it as a word and that's it. But it's deeper than that. It's deeper than the four letters that creates it type thing. It's way deeper than that. And I didn't realize it until I'm like, bro, like, why do I feel this way? I can't even describe the feeling. It's probably like a feeling of like emptiness, but not really, because there's something present. I just don't know what it is, but there's something missing and I don't know what it is. But it's like I'm continuously like searching type thing. I'm looking for something to, I don't know, grab me, hold me tight and give me a sensation of like I'm not by myself. And I think what that something is has actually been love. Not saying that it's been lacking for my entire life. I'm pretty sure that people have loved me, but that brings me to the point of it has just been a word no one had ever defined for me what love is. If you look it up in a dictionary, I don't know what the freak is gonna say because I've never done that. But if you ask somebody like, what's love? It's just like, it just feels like a blah. I never had a definition, and I was like, oh, I accept that and I hold that for me, and that's how I will carry myself. But in this book, it brought up the fact that love is essentially like a bowl of many things type thing. It's not just the one word type of situation. Love is a bowl of caring, affection, respect, as well as trust and open and honest communication. All of that in a pot is what creates love. So when I was like, yo, like that gives me something to work towards. That gives me something in which I can grab type thing. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm just out here scrambling. But I was like, yo, I don't have to scramble anymore. Like with that, these are the ingredients. It's like, okay, cool. They give me something to work towards, as well as it also opens up an opportunity for me to modify it type thing. Maybe I need to add something else in there, like awareness or something. I don't know. But it gives me something to work towards that I can give to myself. So sometime last year, I decided to be a little bit more intentional. And as time has progressed, I'm trying to be even more intentional. Like, I want that sensation even stronger type thing. And I really hit that point to when I was making a transition from my second year of med school, trying to jump into third year, and I didn't see it coming. So essentially, I made that a really like high priority when I felt like I was stuck and I wasn't gonna make it to the next part that I was hoping to get to type thing. When I felt like I was like by myself, when it was just like sadness, when I felt like defeated. And I guess in that moment, I just needed to feel love type thing. And then I had to look at myself like, yo, like, hold up, wait a minute. Like you're looking for it, but you do realize you don't have to look too far. You should be able to give it to yourself. And one day I sat down and I wrote a letter to myself. I like acknowledged how I was feeling that moment. I also took the time to apologize to myself for like not showing up, for abandoning myself, for doing all the opposite things which make up the ingredients of love type thing. And once I did that, ever since then, I have been way more intentional. Like I check in with myself. It's like, how can I show myself that I care about myself today? And it might look like me getting a slice of cheesecake, because your girl really loves what? Cheesecake, okay? How can I show myself that I like respect myself? That's as simple as like me making a decision for myself that I feel like is best for myself type thing. And then like not going against the grain in regards to like allowing other people's decisions or inputs or expectations to influence those decisions type thing. Like I respect myself, I'm standing in it, and not saying that I'm unwavering or I'm not flexible, but it's just like, hold up, you made that for you. It is for you. You did what you feel like is best for you type thing. And then on top of that, it's like a thing of like, how do I show recognition for myself? Oftentimes I've limited recognition strictly only for the good moments in life. Like, yes, bro, you got into medical school. Yes, bro, you bought yourself a new car. Yes, you bought a dog. Yes, you cleaned your room. All of these things. But I actually never really highlighted the important parts. Like, yes, you made it through a difficult day. Yes, you decided to get up and get out of your bed. Like, yes, you made it through that heartbreak. Or, oh, snap. Like, wait a minute. Recognize how you're feeling or processing your emotions through these moments where you feel defeated type thing. I only recognized the good, and I didn't recognize the bad, because I felt like recognizing the bad was giving it power, but it actually wasn't. Like, by not recognizing it, I think I was giving it even more power, because I was disregarding the person who I was during those time frames type thing. And that's not how I want to show recognition. So now in my recognition, I'm here with me. I try to be here with me every single second. You feel me? Like, what else? And then even in saying recognition, it is open and honest communication. I haven't always been open and honest with myself type thing. Like, if I was, I wouldn't be leaving those weak moments of myself type thing. Even if I was open and honest, like maybe I would have reached this point sooner, or I would be more accepting of the love that people try to give to me, like in their own manner type thing. But no, I think I've been more open and honest with myself, like as I've been starting this journey. Like even being honest with myself of like how I got here, like why I'm here, because I feel defeated. And I had to do some self-reflection of like, you feel defeated because you've left yourself. You do realize that right now you're the age of 27. I'm 28 now, so this happened when I was 27. You do realize that like you've developed this habit of leaving yourself over the many years of your life. And I don't blame you for that. You did what you had to do in order to survive. But what are you surviving from now? Like, why do you keep leaving pieces of yourself now? Because you deem it as weak? How are you defining weak? You do realize that every single thing that you've gone through helped you become the person that you are today. And what are you? You are fire type thing. So I literally have been having to reevaluate like what is love. And it's not a thing that I did like last year and it has been concrete, because I literally had to look up the ingredients as I was like, yo, like let me shoot this clip type thing, because it's been a minute. So I'm like, yo, oh snap. Have I been doing it? Actually like writing it out. I'm like, okay, so I've been caring for myself. I haven't been too great in regards to recognition, but I think I'm pretty thorough in regards to open and honest communication. But trust, that one fluctuates. I'm not gonna lie to you. But that's something that I'm working on. I'm doing that through spirituality. But that would be a different whole nother segment whenever I'm in a space to actually be able to share that. But I said all that to say like, I made this commitment to myself intentionally sometime last year. I can't pinpoint the day. I can just pinpoint the time period. But on today, I still have to work towards being better at it type thing. I still gotta be intentional in the process. Like, yes, I committed to it back then, but it's literally like an everyday type of commitment, an everyday type of situation. Every day I choose to love myself, because I could wake up and just be like, F it. But no, it is a journey to commit to loving myself, because sometimes I've been feeling like me loving me on the outside, it may feel like I'm selfish or self-serving, in which I'm trying, like that's not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm literally trying to love myself, like make myself a priority, so that way I'm able to recognize love. Not only that, but accept it and acknowledge it when it's given to me type thing, because I haven't always been able to do that. But with this definition, caring, trust, respect, open and honest communication, as well as recognition, that's what I'm working with. That's what I'm giving to myself. And that's my expectation from everything outside of me. This is how I want you to love me. To be able to say that, I think in itself is like a growth point. This is how I love myself, and this is how I expect to be loved in return. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to get it perfect coming out the gate, but I'm going to tell you this is my expectation. So if you want any form of relationship with me, whether it's intimate or like friendship, just period, point blank, this is how I want to be treated in regards to love. If it's not that, then don't utter it. I see there's multiple ingredients, but it's like a thing of like, if you care for me, that is not loving me. If you trust me, that is not loving me. If you have open and honest communication, that is not loving me. Those are just simply components of what it takes to love me. You got to do all of that. And then you can utter the words, I love you. Because that's what I'm giving to myself. I'm not going to ask you for nothing that I'm not going to ask of myself. I can't accept nothing that I'm not willing to give to myself. So it's been a process. It's been a journey. It hasn't been easy. It isn't easy, but I think it's something that is important. By me loving me, it allows me to show up like I've never showed up before type thing. So that's why I'm always happy to get to the next day, because it's like, dang, bro, you're getting a better version of me than I was yesterday. People don't know it. Like, you can't be grateful for that, but me, I know that. Like, even think about that, but like, it makes me smile. Like, I'm not 100% like perfect at all whatsoever, but I can tell you what I am. I am accepting of me for the most part that I know of. And then every day I find different ways to be accepting of me, acknowledge parts of me that I may have shut off or not acknowledge whatsoever type thing. But I love me. And if I love me, it's easier for you too. But yeah, that is the segment of the session type thing. My guy, did you have any questions in which I should elaborate on, producer? Or is that like solid?
I think that's solid.
He thinks that's solid. So you heard it here. I've introduced you, or I like brought you in a little bit further. I emphasized like something that I'm working on. And if you like this, you know, drop comments below, and I can like keep you up on this journey of like what it's looking at like, because it don't be perfect by any means necessary. I can tell you about the challenges, I can tell you about breakthroughs that I've made type thing. Oh, speaking of breakthroughs, quick plug. I had a moment to where I was in a situation, relation with somebody, and I was like, yo, I remember saying everything that I love disappears. And when that situation didn't work out, I had a moment where I said, yo, I literally just said everything I love disappears, and that's literally what's happening. But in that same moment, in that same breath, I said to myself, it's not the fact that I am loving, it is the fact that I am not loving correctly type thing. And even when I say that, there was components of that definition missing. Anyways, drop questions, drop comments, and we can, follow up on this, or else tune in to a different session. Who knows what it's going to be. But this is the first one, and hopefully you appreciate it. Hopefully you appreciate me sharing. Hopefully I'm not talking at motherfucking Godspeed, because I do have the potential to do that. But that's it. Thank you for coming.
Title coming soon.
Title coming soon. Chit chats with Ashley. Chit chats with Alece. Small talks with Alece. Who knows? What the freak should actually be the name?
Drop some names in the comments.
Drop some titles. I don't know. Small chit chats, small sessions, breakthroughs, vulnerability, like whatever you got. Like, help the kid out, because the kid is struggling. I just wanted to share this. That's all.